Hello and welcome to Victoria 2 Pop Demand Mode, a game that begins in 1836, so in the middle of the first industrial revolution. Not many countries are industrialized yet, mainly the United Kingdom, France, Prussia, Austria, and of course, the US. All other economies in the world are mainly based on farmers, laborers, and artisans. And one of these countries that is not very industrialized yet is Spain, which is the country that we are going to play. As you can see from this screen, in the region of Castilla la Nueva, we have a steel factory with just 2,780 employees. Not a lot. And consider that this small factory is the only one that we have in the entire nation, so you would agree with me that we are not really industrialized yet. We can also see this from this number here, industrial power of 1. So industrial power is one of the factors that contribute to the greatness of a nation in this game. We have prestige, that is a measure of the cultural vibrancy in the nation. Let's say that we build a monument, we gain prestige. We conquer a colony, we gain prestige. The same if we win battles or wars. And of course we can lose prestige by losing battles, for instance. Then we have the industrial power that we saw before. This is basically a measure of the number and size of factories in the nation. Then we have the military power, which is determined by the number of soldiers and ships that we have in our nation. So the sum of all these three factors is what makes our nation great, or at least considered great by all the other nations in the world. And right now we are the 7th greatest power in the world, just above the Ottoman Empire and below the United States of America. But things are going to change. Why, you may ask? Well, because we are in the middle of a civil war, the first Carlist War. To put it simply, a few years ago the King of Spain, Ferdinand VII, died, and he left the realm to his daughter Isabella II and his wife Maria Cristina, and that's why we have our main army here in the capital city that is called Ejército Cristino, from Cristina. But he forgot of his brother, Don Carlos de Bourbon, and that's why we have here Carlist rebels that are conquering the north of Spain, as you can see. So right now we have Her Majesty's government, which means we are a constitutional monarchy where the king doesn't have too much power, while Don Carlos would like to create again an absolute monarchy where he has absolute power on the nation. And we can actually choose who is gonna win this fight. So, as you can see from here, the death of King Ferdinand in 1833 and the ascension of young Isabella, only 3 years old at the time, to the throne of Spain sparked a revolt by supporters of the king's brother, the Infante Carlos. Infante is like a Spanish title meaning prince or something like that. He intends to depose Isabella and establish a separate branch of the Bourbon family, as well as restore the Spanish Empire to its traditional glory. And this is something that I really would like to see, the restoration of the Spanish Empire. So that's why I'm gonna put him on the throne. And of course, some liberals will not be happy because they are supporters of Isabella II and Maria Cristina, while the King Carlos, the now King Carlos, is supported by the reactionaries. A new line of the Bourbon family has been established on the Spanish throne, descending from the Infante Carlos. To many traditionalists, this signals a rebirth of the true Spanish Empire. Others are not so optimistic. We will take care of the people that are not optimistic. Long live the true king! And we're gonna lose 25 points of prestige, unfortunately, because every time that we change form of government in this game, well, we lose prestige. However, we are gonna increase our relationships, our relations, sorry. I'm not a native speaker and sometimes I do this kind of mistakes. I can also make mistakes of pronunciation. I hope they are not too many, and you will forgive me. So we will be more friendly with the two Sicilies, which is the kingdom right here, governed by Ferdinand II, I suppose, which is a relative of Carlos, so that's why we're increasing our relations again with him. So right now we still have these rebels, but they will disappear very soon as the well, they will disappear soon because we gave them what they wanted, so they have no reason to stay here. We have a small event here. A group of Spanish aristocrats has gathered to support Tarragona, quickly turning all of Catalonia into stronghold of reactionary thinking. Yes, this is what we wanted, because actually this is the kind of stronghold that is good for our king, Don Carlos. So let's pause the game a moment because we have few things to discuss. We have, first of all, our budget to revisit, because we can increase taxes now. This is the main way of gaining money. Increasing the taxes to all the strata of the population is not a good thing, but we are doing it because we need money for a war. A war to regain our territory across the sea. So right now we have Cuba under our control, we have Puerto Rico, we have, of course, the Canaries. We have a small colony here in the center of Africa, and we have the Philippines. So it's not too bad, but we need more. If we want to compete with other nations, we need more resources, because right now our production is quite limited. For instance, the coal production is not huge. This number maybe will not tell much to you, but I can tell you that we are not producing enough coal for our future factories. Well, I don't think we will have any factories soon. We will probably keep going with farming and mining, but one day we will have factories, and we need to take all the resources that we can right now, since there aren't many alliances across the nations in the world. Let's take Morocco, for instance. Morocco is friendly with France, which means that I cannot attack Morocco, otherwise I will be attacked by France and I will lose the war, of course, right now. There is no way that we win against France that has double military power compared to us. So, considering this, we want to expand as soon as possible, and we want to take key territories, and we want also to make colonies as soon as possible. First of all, I would like to take back some former colony here in South America. More precisely, I would like to take the area of Panama City. Why, you might ask? Because in this game, there are no canals yet. There is no Panama Canal, there is no Suez Canal, and the same here for Kiel. So if I build the canals, I have control of the ships that can pass through the canal, and more importantly, I will gain prestige, which is a key factor in the game, as I explained before. So we want to take Panama. In order to do that, we need a casus belli to declare war on Colombia, but we have a very good relation with Colombia. And why that? Because it's our former colony. So we have to decrease the relations until we can justify a war against Colombia. But before doing that, let's go back to our expenses here, because yes, we increased the taxes for all the strata of the population, but now we want to push our population in doing some job instead of another. So by increasing the salary of the bureaucrats, for instance, people will be more willing to become a bureaucrat. And bureaucrats are important because they decrease corruption, they increase the tax efficiency. So we have 22.9% right now of efficiency, administrative efficiency, and we want to have 100%. So we are very far from that goal. Regarding the education, that is responsibility of the clergyman right now, and for the whole game actually. We don't want our people to be too literate. Well, we want our people to be literate because this improves the chance that they work in a factory, improves the technologies that we can have, but at the same time they will gain consciousness, and consciousness means they will go in the direction of democracy sometime. So let's decrease this for a while just to have more money. We will increase it after. And the expense for the army, I think is fair to have 50% right now. We will increase it maybe after. We will not touch the tariffs because we are not a huge producer. So if we increase the tariffs, we will ask mm, people ask the other nations in the global market to pay more for our products, but they can take these products from other nations. So it's a very bad idea. And if we increase the tariffs, we also need to pay more for the products that we import, and we import quite a lot. So let's keep the tariffs like this, and let's choose a technology. Right now, I think that this one is the best to increase our tax efficiency and administration efficiency. We will print better money. So now that we've done this, we have just another thing to do, that is choosing our focuses. We can orient the things that must be done in certain regions. So I usually decide to have a focus in the regions with the higher population, because it has a higher impact on the nation. So on Castilla la Nueva, I will encourage the people to become bureaucrats, and the same in Valencia. People become bureaucrats. Now, we are ready to build our fleet, because we need a fleet. Right now we have this Armada Real Española with 3 transport ships. That is absolutely not enough to bring all our forces, or at least a part of our forces, to Colombia when we declare war on Colombia. And so we have to build our ships that must gather here in Cartagena, something like that. So let's build Clipper transport here, here, here. So these are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is enough because we already have 3 here, and 10 are enough to transport. I think with 10 we transport 30,000 troops, which should be enough to defeat the Colombians if they want to fight. Because it's crazy, I mean, we are too powerful. We are not. We are really not powerful. And as you can see, birth rate exploding. People are having so much fun right now. A lot of kids. Very, very good. Population is important in this game. Very important. Because the higher is the population, the more soldiers you have, and also higher production. Because you will have more people to work in the factories, or in the mines, or in the farms, whatever. So you can see here, I'm pausing the game right now, because I want to show you that we are not the 7th greatest power in the world, because we lost prestige, as I showed you before, and now we are the 9th greatest power in the world. Which means, since only 8 nations have the rank of great powers with some benefits, soon we will not be a great power anymore. We will be a secondary power, and instead of us there will be Belgium. That's very sad. Anyway, we will fix this. Making wars, it's already a good thing. We will gain prestige again, and we will have more resources, so our economy will be better. So let's increase the speed of the game so that our army move here, and also we build the ships. Conservatives in Castilla la Nueva, a group of Carlist Spain. Oh, this is very good. More people that are supporting the king are spreading all over the region of Castilla la Nueva. That's very, very good. We have some newspaper that we could read. Anarcho-liberal in Lucca, we really don't care about that. Let's see the diplomatic things. France, liberals in Spanish Andalusia. Oh, this is something that we do not like, because liberals are the supporters of Isabella II. Well, we have to accept that there are liberals in our country. There will be liberal strongholds in our nation. We have just to accept it. So France entered in a military alliance with the Papal State. First minister appointed. Why do we have a prime minister, first minister? What it is this? We have an absolute power. But it's a good first minister because he's gonna reduce infamy and diplomatic points are increased. So infamy is another mechanic of this game. Basically, every time that you create a casus belli for something that is not right, let's say like Spain that wants to conquer the Panama City, we are decreasing the relations with Colombia to create the casus belli very soon. So I was saying, every time that we do this kind of infamous actions, we can gain infamy if other countries discover us soon enough. And if the infamy is too high, other countries can attack us. Like everyone will probably do it, and we don't want this. So alliance between France and the Papal States. France declares war on Algeria. Okay. Military alliance between Portugal and the UK. This is something that we do not like because I would like to unify the Iberian Peninsula. But not today, you know, we don't want a war against the UK, and alliance with Belgium, of course. Okay, there are some newspapers that we could read. The narco-liberals are spreading in Europe, and the Carlist War has ended. And what else do we have? War between Bukhara and Kokand. I'm sorry, I told you that I'm not good at pronunciation. So anyway, there is some war in the world. Nothing that is interesting for us. Right now we just want to build the fleet and send our troops across the sea to Colombia. But before doing that, we have to create a casus belli. So let's do it. Acquire state. So we need 196 days now to create... Oh, here it is. Somebody discovered that we were creating a casus belli, and we got 10.6 points of infamy. If we reach 25, everyone will attack us. So we must be very careful with it. Cristino sympathies. Still, there are people that wants to stay with Maria Cristina, the Queen Mother. And we lose prestige. People are really unhappy in this province, and they don't produce as much as they could. This is very bad. You can also see our economy is going up and down. Well, I hope we don't go bankrupt, because it's really terrible in this game. If you go bankrupt, it's a disaster. Let's improve our army. We need the artillery brigade, because it's the one that is faster in conquering territories. Something that we want to do in Colombia. And we can actually, yeah, we can send more units. Not everyone, but yeah. Okay, so we have here 33,000 men. We will remove one, so we have 30,000. That is the maximum amount that our ships can embark. Fisheries in Fernando Po. Fernando Po, where is Fernando Po? Fernando Po. Oh, here it is. So right now we are producing ships, and we would like to change it to fish. Is it really better? I don't know. Ship is not in high demand. Yeah, and the price is 3.9 pounds or whatever. While fish is... Where is the fish? Is here, and it's 4 and is not in high demand, so it's almost the same price. So no, let's keep the production that we have right now. Okay. Oh, one thing that we should do is taking care of this event. So during the game we will have many events that we can play with, and one of these is the rights of man. So a recognition has begun among our people of the basic fundamental rights that all humanity shares. This is the first step in becoming a truly modern civilization. So being a modern civilization is good, but not too much in a country that is an absolute monarchy. However, this thing is gonna gives us prestige. Prestige, and the drawback is that the population will be more conscious about their rights. But I think it's good overall. I mean, we can deal with the consciousness of people. If they rebel, we have an army to use. So I think that we can stop here. We did almost nothing. I just showed you the game. I showed you the main mechanics of the game and my plan to retake the old Spanish Empire in South America. But we are gonna do it in the next session. Right now we will embark our troops and we will send them to Colombia, but we will see the war in the next episode.